Good afternoon, family. Good afternoon, ladies. I'm glad everybody is here. I did see some updated information and I had an opinion about it. So I figured we could pop back in here and talk about what's now being currently reported on this situation. It is terribly unfortunate, but there's some things that's coming out that kind of, made me look at this and see some other moving parts. So I want to bring that to you guys today. If y'all haven't liked the video already, please go ahead and like the video. If you did already, thank you so much. Subscribe if you've not subscribed. Share the video if you like. And also, you're welcome to join channel membership if you're not already a member of the royal family. Let me greet everybody who's in the room. And then let me tell y'all what I picked up, which it may be something you've heard already. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely going to bring it. And then I got to give you my opinion on it because I do have an opinion about this one. Hey, Marva, Vita, you here? Helene, how you doing, girl? All right. Fly Gray Streaks. What's up? Angie, you here? I know you still at work. You don't need me asking. I know. Chanel D. Queen, how you doing? Good to see you. Miss Ree, I'm glad you in here. All right. All right. Deandra. Okay, good to see you. Nacho Twins Mama. All right, we got the beautiful CC Miller. Always good to see you. Naturally Rooted. Hey, sis. How you doing? How you doing? A Lady 747. All right, so the fam is in here. Let's see. Wani, you in here too? All right. So let's see what time it is. Oh, wow. Okay. So everybody done popped back in from this morning. Hey, Candy. Sandra, how are you? Yvette, how you doing? Josie Ann, good to see you. Hey, Miss Genevieve. Mystery Hill, how you been? Good to see you. Dora, hey, Dora, you back? There's my Christian Key. Takesha Pickens, hey, cutie pie, how you doing? Cool gent, glad you made it, bro. Always glad to see you. I am unique. How you doing? Spiller, you back? All right. Latoya 1208. How you doing? All right. All right. So listen, I saw some updates that I wanted to give some commentary on. Hey, Nisi Rose, because I feel like there's some things here that we need to look at. It's always cool to look on the surface. Everybody does the surface. You know, you got your conspiracy theorists. They out here with their part of the story, you know, the rituals and whatnot. But I feel like two things can be true at the same time, if y'all understand what I'm saying. There's always a possibility for more than one thing to be true. Could it be a ritual? It could. But there could also be some other parts to this story that we want to make sure we're paying close attention to. Very close. Now, I don't know if y'all heard about the fact that apparently now the lawsuits are going out, y'all. I want y'all to be aware. Lawsuits are going out. Now, apparently, they're going to be suing him. When I say him, I mean Travis Scott. They're also going to be, what's up, Bishop? You say you can't type, but you're listening. All right, well, I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. So the lawsuits are going out. Apparently, what's being said and what's being reported is, and this is reputable because I got this from the New York Times. You know, they don't really print a lot of fluff and gossip. So what's being reported is not only is he being sued, so is Drake, so is the promotion group. So it looks like there's a lot more people being held accountable for this. But I find it very, I don't know. I find the way this whole story is going to be very interesting. And I feel like we need to pay attention to the attention that's being paid, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is, let's ask some real questions. Y'all know I'm good for a real one. One of the real questions I want to ask is, okay, if this was not some ritual, which is what's going on with the conspiracy theorists, and that's what's hitting the blogs, is it at least criminal? Hey, Easy Breezy. Okay. I think there's, you know, or at least civil culpability. Also, the other real question would be the amount of attention that is gotten on the news, the press, how people are pushing, you know, this story or whatever, it makes you wonder, would the noise be as loud if the victims were Black? I know ain't nobody saying it, but I said it. Throw rocks at me if you like. I will do my best to dodge them. I'm just wondering this because I feel like the amount of noise, which, make no mistake about it, 8 lives lost is 8 lives lost. Some of the original information we were given directly after it happened was not exactly factual. Now, we were told there was an 8 and a 10-year-old that died. Now the reports are saying the youngest victim was 14, that there was a 10-year-old that was injured. Y'all see how that happened? Like real quick to get people riled up. But now when it's time to correct some of the information, they're not as loud with the corrections or the retractions. Fly Gray Streak, you say it would not be as loud. Angie, you say crickets. I agree. Totally agree. So I'm starting to pay attention to some things. Totally starting to pay attention. Josie, you see what I'm saying? It's not something, I don't know. It's too many moving parts. Hey, protect my energy. Christian Keys, you say nope, and they probably wouldn't take the case anyway. Right. But let me read you what I got on this, because I want y'all to hear what I'm reading so that y'all can kind of get, maybe you'll kind of see what I'm saying about it. So now the information that's out is that so far, hey Spiller, so far at least 3 people have filed a lawsuit against Travis Scott, Drake, and Live Nation after they were injured during Astroworld, okay, where at least 8 were killed. 2 other suits are seeking $1 million in damages. Okay, these are the people injured, not the family of the ones who are deceased. Okay. Hey, Nikki Williams. Right. Precisely, Nikki. Let's see. So on Saturday, Houston Fire Chief Samuel Pena said that a crowd had rushed the stage during Scott's performance on Friday. All right. Pena said it caused some panic and it started causing some injuries. At least 8 people, including 2 teenagers, were killed and dozens were hospitalized. Hey, Sharon. Plaintiff Christian Paredes filed a civil claim against Scott and Drake, accusing them of negligently encouraging a riot and violence. The lawsuit argues that Live Nation failed to provide proper security and medical services at the Astroworld Festival and is one of several that seek $1 million in damages. The lawsuit also states that Scott had incited mayhem and chaos at prior events and that other defendants did nothing to stop him. Now, I really want to know, hey, Marilyn, what was Drake supposed to do to stop him? But we're going to keep going. Let me see. They say Drake, who appeared as a surprise guest, is also accused of helping incite the crowd, even though he knew of Scott's prior conduct, and continued to perform on stage while crowd mayhem continued. Scott claimed he was absolutely devastated by what happened in a statement released on Saturday. According to the lawsuit, Paredes was standing near a metal barrier dividing the VIP section from the general admission section at the time. Okay. The lawsuit claims that as Scott began performing, Paredes felt an immediate push before the crowd became chaotic and the stampede began. Many begged security guards hired by Live Nation Entertainment for help, and they were ignored. He suffered severe bodily injuries, according to him, as a result of the incident, according to the lawsuit, which had a serious effect on the plaintiff's health and well-being. Okay, so he's claiming these injuries gonna follow him for life. This is what they're saying. Right, Nikki, they should have insurance for this. So that's why I say let's keep our eyes on this one. It's looking interesting. It's looking very, very interesting. Okay, hey, Amuse. Furthermore, now this is the part where it got interesting for me. Our favorite ambulance chaser. Furthermore, civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, yeah, that's him, Ben Crump, has entered the building, y'all. And Crump announced on Sunday that he has filed a lawsuit on behalf of Noah Gutierrez, 21, and that he plans to file further lawsuits for other alleged victims next week. I want y'all to pay attention to who's coming in to feast on this. Pay attention. Pay close attention. We are hearing horrific accounts of terror and helplessness. People experience the horror of a crushing crowd and the awful trauma of watching people die while trying unsuccessfully to save them, Crump said in a statement. We will be pursuing justice for all our clients who were harmed in this tragic and preventable event. In a lawsuit filed on behalf of Manuel Souza, Scott, Live Nation, and concert promoter Score More are named as defendants. Souza suffered serious bodily injuries when the uncontrolled crowd at the concert knocked him to the ground and trampled him. Okay, now there's more to this. Well, I guess I can read the rest of it. According to the lawsuit, his injuries were inevitable and predictable result of the defendant's conscious disregard of the extreme risk of harm to concert goers that had been escalating since hours earlier. Okay, so we got some real lawsuits in the making. Now, it appears there's only one of the lawsuits so far is naming Drake. I feel like that's pushing it. But I also feel like they pretty much are naming Drake because they feel like Drake got deeper pockets. Okay? Yvette says, oh no, not Crump again. Yes, Crump again. I want y'all to pay close attention at who is coming to feast. Pay close attention at who's coming to feast. Now, that's not all. The last lawsuit that was mentioned here, the one for Manuel Souza, where he's saying that they would disregard of extreme risk of harm to concert goers. Now, this one might have some meat on it. And the only reason I say this one might have some real meat on it is because apparently it looks like, according to Houston police, they warned him ahead of time that this was about to happen. That's what Houston police is saying. Now, take that for what it's worth. According to Houston police, he was warned. Houston Police Chief Troy Fenner, he reported, he said that he visited Travis Scott in his trailer. Now listen, he visited Travis Scott in his trailer to express his concerns about the crowd. This is before the festival. See, Nikki, that's what I'm saying. They didn't cancel the concert because, first off, according to the police chief, he personally went to Travis Scott's trailer before the event. So they had so many opportunities to keep this from being a thing. Right. And they still have not pointed out or found out who was actually sticking people with needles to, help hype up the crowd. Now, according to a source, they said the chief informed the rapper that a large crowd had gathered for the Friday event at NRG Park. Due to the ongoing investigation of the incident, a police spokesman declined to comment about the chief's claim. Now, the chief made the claim, but we can't get no more details on that one. We can't get no more details on it. But I find it very interesting that the police chief actually warned him in his trailer before this happened. So the fact that he was warned before it happened and he still continued to go on with the show, I don't know. It looks a little funny. That's why I said, hey, Wicked. That's why I said, in reality, two things can be true at the same time. I know everybody loves a good sensational story. Everybody loves for it to be something spooky. And I don't know why people think that's fun. I guess the same reason we got rappers and artists out here playing with the devil and talking about demon time. Thank you for the super chat, Delicia. Said this was a hot mess. Travis is greedy for money. It looks like it. And it looks like some more vultures have come to feast. It looks like it. Say they all get a piece of this sacrifice. The police, the mayor, celebrities, whoever else knew. Right. See, this is my question. I want y'all to really think about this. If the police saw, hey Marlette, if the police saw that it was an issue and you're releasing a statement that you went to his trailer beforehand, you, sir, are the police. You can't tell me that there was nothing the police could have done to either call off the incident or to thin out that crowd before it became an issue. It looks like there's too many moving pieces. It looks like that possibly there were too many hands involved with this. And if this was an intentional, dare I say, murder of these people, I don't want to use that word lightly, but if this was intentional and the loss of life was intentional, this is something they were trying to do. Apparently, they had to have too many people to help them get it done. How were they able to get it done with the police saying that it's a problem? Think about that for a minute. Does that make sense to you? Say, but the police chief didn't put more officers on. Right. But see, this is my point, Marva. If it is a sacrifice, how many people are involved? And why is Travis Scott's name the one that's up in lights? Let's think about that for a minute. In order for that to have happened, you got a police chief who's saying that he thought it was a risk, didn't stop it. Security was there. Apparently, they would have had to be complicit. The other rappers who were there would have had to have been complicit. And any unknown number of people would have also had to be complicit in that. Say it should have been held in a stadium. Right. Travis Scott is known for his concerts getting out of hand because he likes to incite the crowd. Yeah, but that doesn't change what the police chief is saying right now. The police chief is saying that he himself went to Travis Scott's trailer before the event. And still, even though he's claiming that he saw that it was a danger, according to the police chief, you apparently just said, keep the party moving. Why was it not halted beforehand? Latoya 1208 says someone that was there said it wasn't just needles being injected into people. It was also lace dollar bills being passed around as well. Oh, wow. Nikki Williams says, why not sue SZA? She also performed. Because I think the people who are suing, it's a matter of they're going for the people with the deeper pockets, which it actually makes sense. If you're going to sue where you can get some money. Thank you, Nisi. Something doesn't sound right about this. Money is the motive. Even if it was a sacrifice, it still would be money would be the motive. You wouldn't be sacrificing people just for fun. You're doing it to get something in exchange. Now, Christian, what you say? Because the celebrity always has to take the fall for the concert. Well, the concert was for Travis Scott, but there were other people there. Why is the police officer, the police chief not being named? Scott Pimpin says, stop playing. Their death is a sacrifice that's so disrespectful to the ones who lost their lives. Baby, what's disrespectful? We asking questions as to how many people were involved. You stop playing. You're saying it's a sacrifice. Are you really sitting here saying one person did it by themselves? Or should we not mention the other people who were possibly involved in said sacrifice? Now, there's a such thing as calling, there's a such thing called thinking before you type. You type that whole sentence without stopping to think. There's nothing disrespectful with finding out how many hands were involved in this. Vanessa says, hey, Seanitra and fam, this was indeed a sacrifice. It's all about the Benjamins for all. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's too many vultures in this situation. You're not going to convince me that we got one person that's guilty and everybody else is innocent. If we got one name up in lights, we need them all. Say it's too much like right to say the police and others weren't involved. We got people that tell us we disrespectful for pointing out the fact that there's not, if there's that level of evil going on, that is more than one person involved. A lady 747 says Travis is in bed with the witches. He led the warlock in this situation. He's the lead warlock in the situation. Everyone else turned and looked the other way for the money, including the cops. Yeah, that's why I say I don't know whether that man is a warlock or not, but clearly something went wrong. Right. Thank you, Ms. Ree. The city of Houston needs to be included in these lawsuits. But I find it real convenient that the city of Houston is not being included, even after a statement from the chief of police went out like that. And you got somebody like Ben Crump. Now, mind you, I consider him to be extremely ignorant, but he's not ignorant of the law. I'm sure he realizes that that is a potential party to be named in a lawsuit. Why are they not being named? That's intentional. It's intentional. Something else is going on here. I want to know personally how many people were involved in it. How many? Say they thought they were saving money holding this event in a park being greedy. But the NRG Stadium is right there. It's right there. Hey, make it make sense. That's what Vanessa's saying. The flyer looks like something bad is about to happen there. The flyer looks bad. Vanessa says even Travis's apology was done in black and white, which is demonic balance, black and white. See, I'm not getting into all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a fan of all the extra spooky talk and spreading all that stuff, because at the end of the day, somebody who didn't know that don't need to know that. But I will say this about his apology. It did not seem genuine to me. The fact that he kept putting his hand on his forehead and rubbing his forehead almost, to me, I felt like all of that action was to detract or to keep us from paying attention to his face, which had almost no emotion on it. His face was almost a complete flat affect. And he kept touching his forehead and twisting his hand back and forth in his forehead to distract us from the fact that his face did not reflect the emotion that he was trying to put out in his voice. Firebody says, this backup page, can I join your Jeff D. Leaks? Who is Jeff D. Leaks? Jetfly Leaks. Who is Jetfly Leaks? I don't know if I know you, baby. Claudette McGregor says, the Kardashian curse strikes again. I mean, y'all can say the Kardashian curse, but the truth of the matter is, these men who go mess with these women are doing things on their own. And in reality, I don't think that they cursed him. I think that whatever went on Friday night, he was a part of it. He was a part of it. Travis Scott is nobody's victim. He's a part of this. Thank you. Wicked says, we all have to be accountable. Why would they put all the blame on this man, the actual people that did the trampling? Well, you know, they can't pull out the people in the crowd that did the trampling. Now, they can't do that. Tina say just lock everybody up. Right. I just feel like, yes, thank you, Marvel. His apology was bad acting. And I'm not sure who he was trying to fool with that. I wasn't fooled. I was not fooled. And no, thank you, Dora. He could not have done it by himself. It would have taken too many people and too many hands. So there were people who were complicit. Let me use another word, because I don't want nobody to say what she's talking about. They were accomplices. He got some accomplices. Thank you, Spiller. The city of Houston, in my opinion, are accomplices in this. And I don't know whether the police chief coming out to say that he thought that was going to, I don't know if he thought that was going to be something to like just make Travis look bad. Like, he looks bad enough. You just made your police department, you made yourself, and you made the city of Houston actually complicit. You're showing everybody that y'all knew full well that this was dangerous. You knew that there could be loss of life. At the very least, you knew it was going to be physical harm, and yet y'all let the party keep going. Thank you, JC. That's what I'm saying. He looked completely emotionless and disconnected. Completely disconnected. Right. They're all accountable. Nobody exempt. And that's what makes me sick, is the fact that, you know, I'm all for running a Satanist up the pole. At the end of the day, I don't do Satan. I think he's a weirdo. Anybody that gets kicked out of heaven, you got to be the biggest dummy ever. So anybody who is participating in that kind of stuff, run him up. Lock him up if you can. But let's not grab one and let the rest of them dance off into the sunset, because there's some more people involved in this one, in my opinion. That Live Nation, the people who put this together, like how were they not a part of it? Protect My Energy says, if everything would have went off great with no deaths, no injuries, Travis would have been given all the credit and would have said thanks for the guests that came, so he takes the fall. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. No, ma'am. In the words of Jaded Nerd, no, ma'am, Pam. It's one thing to take credit for an event, but when people start losing their lives, everybody who had a hand in taking those people's lives need to be held accountable. No, ma'am. Yeah, there was 50,000 in that venue. It was ridiculous. Deandra says, I saw someone on the news saying that a concert was canceled 2 weeks ago at the very same place by the police because of the crowd. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. The police had the power to put the stop to it. And now basically by them coming out to say, well, we told him beforehand, you're admitting that you knew it was a problem and you did it prior and you still did not stop the show. Why? Yes, Vanessa, it was a disaster waiting to happen. And what I feel like is that this was a disaster by design. It's starting to look like this was a plan. I do believe that Mr. Scott was in on it. I do believe that the promoters were in on it. And now it's looking like the Houston Police Department was in on it. And God only knows who else. See, this is like what I was saying the other day, Saturday, when I first made any commentary about it. You was the person that told the fire marshals to take some accountability. Good. Because the fire marshals, all of them need to take accountability. But just like I said, when I first gave any of my opinions on this on Saturday, these things run deeper than y'all think. Everybody keeps looking at just the musicians. Those musicians are figureheads. They're things that they put up there for people to worship. And so they benefit from it. But there's always a bigger devil behind the devil you see. That's all I'm saying. There's always a bigger devil behind the devil you see. Sharon Fona say, why is the media covering up the amount of deaths? I don't know that the media is. I think that the stories keep switching and swapping. That's what I think. Leslie say, when there are several people who should be held responsible, it makes it easy for them to pass the buck and point the finger. Right. Thank you. The numbers don't add up. They don't add up. Now, Tay B, I heard that, but I haven't been able to confirm. Did y'all confirm that? Is that facts? That more people broke in as well? Yeah, y'all please hit the like button. Please. Do the Right Thing says the head rubbing made him look more suspect than remorseful. Right. Well, I think at this point, he already knew he looked suspect. So I believe what he was doing with that head, rubbing his forehead back and forth and stuff, is because he wanted us not to see the look on his face. I think he was trying to distract us from his lack of emotion in his face. Say money was passed and palms have been greased. Totally agree. Totally agree. This is a mess. Thank you. Takesha says, I'm missing some key components because I see quite a few at fault. Me too. And I just find it really, really funny and really fishy that nobody else is being mentioned with any volume. Right. Vanessa says, facts, they keep saying only 8. I know there had to be more, unfortunately. That's what I don't know. I'm trying to get some facts on the numbers. We can't even get the facts. The story keeps changing. And now the police chief coming out, adding more to it. That makes me say that how many of you all were involved in this? Mem says, it infuriated me that we had to get updates on Kylie and Kendall Jenner well-being. Yeah, nobody cares if they're okay. Oh my God. Mims, that's why I love you. We don't care. We still can't get a straight story on how many people lost their lives on Saturday. Okay. We can't get a straight story on that. But thank God we know that Kylie and Kendall Jenner is okay. I don't know why we needed to know that, but apparently they felt like we did. Protect my energy. I'm not saying he should, but I'm saying that's what they're trying to do. Right. But I think they're trying to do that, and I think they're trying to get away with it too. They're trying to get away with their part in this mess that happened. Because I'm still going to, and I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to say it again, I'm going to say it again. We don't have the right number on how many people died. We don't know. We've heard so many numbers. First, they said 8. They included an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old in the original story that was put out on Saturday morning. Now they're saying the youngest person that died was 14. Only the 10-year-old was only injured. The young man who gave his account, he thought 10 people was dead. They probably wasn't dead. I know they said 13 at the hospital. And I feel like people are not really paying attention to the fact that how this story keeps changing and how these people refuse to give us a straight story on anything. They haven't given us any straight story, like straight facts on anything. And anytime the media starts doing that, I feel like it's too many people involved. The media wouldn't even have a dog in this fight. Why are you covering up how many deaths there were? Why don't we have a straight number? Deandra said, I don't like that sign that says, see you on the other side. It was almost like them sending a message that everyone will not make it out of here alive. I mean, it could have been. But and like I said Saturday, it goes back to why on earth, why would anybody be there for that? Yeah, they got worshipers too, but the news is putting that out, telling us that they're okay. But we still don't have a number. You've seen hundreds of deaths. Were you there? Oh, you say from others who were there firsthand report. But this is what I'm saying. The young man whose video we saw Saturday, he was there firsthand. He said he saw 10, which would actually imply that there were more. But why don't we have the numbers? Yeah, too many working parts and no straight answers. That's what I'm saying. Too many working parts, too many moving parts, no straight answers. And the fact that the news is kind of, in my opinion, the news and the news media are helping to cover this up. And the reason I say that they are helping to cover up the details, right? But the other reason I feel like the media is helping to cover up the details, y'all, is because they keep reporting part of the story. Now, from what I know of reporters, they normally investigate. They get to the bottom of things and then they tell us what happened, or at least they used to. But the fact that the media is helping to cover it up by reporting half facts and half truths, that further lets me know that this thing is way deeper than people want to admit. That's what I said Saturday. Why would an 8 and 10-year-old even been there? But a 10-year-old was there and the 10-year-old was injured, according to what they're confirming now. The problem is they won't confirm anything. Yes, it did. It absolutely did look like a satanic stage. You will get no argument from me. You wasn't there. Well, I'm glad you wasn't there. No, that's okay. I just, listen, I thought you was somebody that could hop up here and tell us what you know. Because we apparently right now, the news media is going to tell the story that they want to tell. And the story right now is going to be that there was one black male responsible for everything that happened. The police were not complicit. Security wasn't complicit. The promoters weren't complicit. You see what I'm saying? And the media is taking it and running with it. And the fact that they're being really funny about the number of deaths and why they won't release an exact number or a true number at all, it just makes me more suspicious. Hey, just simply say the news is classified as entertainment now. It is. It pretty much is. The news media is corporate news. And so for the news to be involved, the news actually, they are the voice of the corporations. So why would they be involved in this? Unless they got a piece of the action too. Something else is going on. Now, what I'm interested to find out, and I think I have a better idea about how I really feel about this once we get the exact number of the people who are deceased. Once we get an actual number, then we'll know. Yeah, why was a minor there? But they will let minors in. Hey, Virginia Hill. And I do also find it strange that there's not been one Black person that has been shown as a casualty. Now, I saw the crowd. The crowd was kind of really clear and clear adjacent. But I haven't seen one Black casualty. Not one. Rap concert, Black artists, Black people were in attendance. We haven't seen one Black casualty. Are we to believe that no Black people were, lost their lives in this situation? Or are those the bodies that they're not counting? Or are those the bodies that they're covering up? Yep, Live Nation has been sued prior to that. Right. Something is very funny. Minors at a concert where it's where the flyers look like that and the energy is like that, and this is an artist who's been known to incite the crowd to become almost riotous. Minors at that concert, I would say, is absolutely wrong, Island Man. As a mother, I wouldn't have brought my child in. If I saw the flyer and know this is somebody who plays around with this demon stuff, my baby wouldn't have been there. Nikki Williams said, we don't do those types of concerts. I mean, I'm just saying this man has a fan base, and it's not all clear people. And there were Black people there, as evidenced by the video we saw on Saturday with that young Black man speaking. So it was some Black people there. It really was some Black people there. So there's been no casualties released that were Black to the media. The 8 that they keep showing us, the same 8, they're all clear adjacent. Not one Black person has been shown. They said 2 years and up were admitted to the festival without a parent. Oh my God. Sometimes they make the hospital employees sign a state to not leak out information. Oh yeah, that happens. Most of us, we don't deal with satanic looking stuff. I don't know, but it's been Black people supporting these artists. Himself, Lil Uzi Vert, and some of these other people that are openly talking about devils and demons and stuff. And it's still Black people supporting these folks. Island Man said, how do we know the parents of these children that are, how do we know the parents of these children that are killed sacrifice their own kids for a reward? Sounds crazy, but that's what these people do. I mean, if they're involved. I just want us to, like I said, let's keep our eye on this situation, because what I do know is I'm not stupid. I do know that. Now, we may not know exactly how many people were actually lost their lives Friday night. We may not know how many people were involved. We do know, at least by the police's own admission, that they were involved because they knew about it and they still allowed this concert to take place where there were clearly too many people for the venue. Okay. But I do know that I'm not dumb enough to believe that it was just one person and the rest of these people don't have a hand in this. Hey, Miss Lovely. She said was told that Black people really don't listen to him, mostly be others and their kids that love him. I don't know. Because the people that first told me about Travis Scott a couple years ago was Black folks. Young Black folks right here in Houston. Say, thank you, Island Man. Well, it's a big cover up. Where are the angry parents? I'd love to see them. I would love to see them, because we're hearing lawsuits about people who were injured. I ain't heard nothing about a lawsuit for loss of life for children. Don't that sound funny? Hey, little boss lady. Virginia Hill said, after I saw the problems at the entrance gate, per the news, I would have turned around with my child. People getting trampled at the gate. Almost makes it seem like these people weren't in their right mind when they went in there, huh? But I'm going to shut up about that because I'm not going to feed into the, the sensational, spooky side of this because that's too easy to do. But clearly, these people are real, they guilty, and they hiding something, and the news is helping them cover it up. That's all I'm saying. Sassy Girl said they had 2 young Hispanic guys on the news talking about his security. His security wouldn't help him. Oh, saying that the security wouldn't help him or the others. Oh, yeah, I saw those reports that people were asking security for help, and they were looking the other way. A lot of kids in attendance. Can you come back from Wellville? I don't know what you mean. Tay B says there was a video showing people breaking into the venue. Oh, wow. You see what I'm saying? There's too many parts to this. And still, the major news outlets, they're not talking about it. The major news outlets are not saying a whole lot about the needles. They're not saying a lot about the people breaking in. They're being very quiet about the police involvement and the promoters' involvement. I feel like it's some people that were involved in this that are more than likely going to get away with murder. Definitely going to get away with it. A lady 747 says they dropped the girl on her head trying to get her out of the crowd. I can only imagine. That was a thick crowd. Nikki Williams said they probably have already reached out to the families of those who passed on and made them sign NDAs. Nobody can make you sign nothing. Do you think if you do something to one of those 3 that I carried in my belly that you can make me sign anything? Yeah, that doesn't add up. That's not adding up. Hey, G, darling. Say security let them take backpacks inside and they barely checked them. How often does that happen? Are y'all seeing this? Thank you, Do the Right Thing. This whole story is riddled with holes and sticks of cover-up. I'm telling you, it stinks of a cover-up. I don't know whether they, brought it to Mr. Scott and told him, listen, this is what we're going to do. You're going to go along with this and you're going to make a lot of money. Your name going to be big or whatever. And don't worry, we'll make sure you get away with it. Maybe they told him that. I don't know I don't know how they pitched it to him. But if I don't know, I feel like, and people, all this, first thing they say is cancel. I don't want to hear nothing about a cancel. I want to hear something about some jail time. I don't know how people think a cancellation is going to hurt something. You need to put people in jail. Takesha says, if I was a reporter, I would leave it the hell alone too. I'm not playing with the devil and these minions. Sound like another Ja Rule and that Fire concert all over again. I don't know. I think Ja Rule got played, but he was smart enough to get out of there before it got bad. Sandra says, I never liked that rap crap. I called it when my boys were listening to it. I've also tore up a few tapes that they played in my house trying to be slick. I was the crazy mama. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Sometimes we got to be crazy mama. Ain't nothing wrong with being crazy mama. Yes, this is what I'm saying. I'm glad somebody feel where I'm coming from because I promise y'all I'm not crazy. They're using him as the face, but the people that's really behind it, they're getting away with it. They're getting away with it. And it's got to be big. If the news media is helping them cover up, and they are clearly helping them cover up, you're not going to convince me they're not helping them. Because the news media are the ones who keep putting out these numbers that don't make sense. If y'all remember Saturday morning, we were told 8 victims, right? Then later in the day, by the time I went live, they were saying that it was 11 victims. Now we back to 8 victims. I just have too many questions and they ain't giving no answers. Vita, what about strip clubs? Maybe Vita watching something else, y'all. I don't know. Nikki said they rushed the gate and didn't do security checks, a recipe for disaster. The video was leaked. I want somebody to leak the number of how many victims there were. That's what I want them to leak. Leak that. Says somebody knew the attendance was for the times. Wait, somebody knew the attendance was 4 times the capacity of the venue. Apparently the police chief knew, and he went to Travis's trailer before the event. When Houston PD's police chief said that he knew, hey, Divinely Country Girl, how you been? Long time. When he said that he knew that it was unsafe conditions, and he went to the man's trailer beforehand, and they didn't stop it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Master P did say don't die tonight. No, I think did he say don't die, try not to die tonight? Something like that. Nisi Rose says, I honestly believe there's some higher ups that are to be blamed, and it's easier to make Travis the sacrificial lamb. Right. Is he guilty? Absolutely, he sure is. But I want to know who else is too. I mean, now we know the police chief is involved. Who else is involved? This story is getting deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper. That's what everybody keeps saying, 8 flames and 8 victims. But you're not going to tell me only 8 people lost their lives during that festival. There's no way I believe that. Yeah. Miami in November, what I'm saying is not just negligent. Now, according to what we've heard, they literally stopped another event at the exact same park for the exact same reasons. That it was above capacity, it was too many people, it wasn't safe, and they stopped the show. He recognized it according to what he said and went to the artist, to his trailer before the event, and still did not call it off. That's more than negligent. That's you're an accomplice. No, she ain't saying hide behind clear people. She said he got played. I agree. Right. I was trying to figure out what Vita meant too. Marlette said he's very influential with the kids. And if the big wigs are trying to reprogram their clear kids, why not take out some they follow? Makes sense. It makes sense. Like there's too many possibilities of what it could be. And one thing that I know it ain't one person. I feel like everybody involved needs to be held accountable. I almost said something not nice, but everybody who's involved needs to be held accountable. G. Darling says, right. Many layers to this story. All involved need to be held accountable. Yep. Thank you, Virginia Hill. That's all I'm saying. Too many people for you to tell me it was just 8. And in the 8 you show, all were clear adjacent, lighter complected people of a different ethnicity. Why? That's to incite the public, to make sure you incite the public. See, if you just say it's a riot at a rap concert, the public might think that the victims were Black and nobody's really going to make a lot of noise. But you made sure that you only showing 8. And I'm feeling like maybe you're not showing the other victims because they wasn't light enough. Right. Thank you, Takesha. That's all I'm saying. Like, I've never been dumb. I've never been a dumb girl. Promoters and management got more control over an event than an artist, which means they would have had to be involved. Their hands were in it too. Protect My Energy says they said the 10-year-old died, but then later reports said the youngest that was 14. That's what I'm telling you. Do you not see what I'm saying? These people are covering up. This is a cover-up. Yeah, and the fire chief. Yeah, that's what you saw on the video. That's what we were talking about earlier. Not just him, Drake, Live Nation, score more. And I feel like it should be a lot more people included. And money is not going to help you. If they sacrifice people for money and now you getting a piece of the money, how do you know you doing that doesn't make you a part of it? You should be looking for justice with the legal system. Somebody needs to be arrested. There should be arrests, not lawsuits for a check. And I feel like nobody's talking about criminal negligence because then you got to mention the fact that the police were part of it. I don't know. Sometimes I be sitting back thinking like, am I the only person that sees this? Right. Thank you. They can cancel a concert at any time. But somehow they expect us to be stupid enough that we didn't just hear this man say or read that the police chief say he saw that it was dangerous. He stopped concerts before, but he didn't stop this one. He just went to Travis's trailer. Just simply said, I watched the hearing and it's not looking good. They have a lot of evidence on everyone involved. I hope so. Now that's what I want to see. I want to see the evidence on everybody involved. And then I want to see if the news media is just as loud with all of those names. I want to know. I feel like they're trying to, you know how they used to do in the movies. You see somebody do something bad and kind of sneak out the back door. This is what it looks like. It looks like they've done something tragic and now they're sneaking out the back door. Miami in November says facts should have been shut down, but Drake has a lot of pull in Texas. That's probably the reason for the show to go on despite the severity. He don't have pull with the police. He been over here hanging with Jay Prince. That's almost the exact opposite of the police. Unless, like I said, the police are involved with what's going on. Right. Never heard of no backpacks being allowed. They always search them. Now all of a sudden they barely search them, but backpacks can get in. Right. That now they're saying that the 10-year-old was injured and he didn't lose his life. Okay, Vita. Yeah, we know you said that this morning. Hold on. Protect My Energy said, doesn't the police department get paid for man hours? The police chief was probably like, your bill going to be higher or we'll shut it down because it's bigger than we originally negotiated. Money talks. Okay, so even if you follow that train of thought, Protect My Energy. If the police chief says to him, this is unsafe, and the police chief has the power to shut down the concert, if the person in charge, which really would have been the promoter, not the artist, doesn't want to pay for the additional police presence, then you would shut it down. That's what they would normally do. But this time they didn't. And I feel like that says everything I need to know. This is a lot bigger than one ignorant man who made his stage look like hell and put up a sign, see you on the other side. If that police officer is really saying that that's what he did, like he's admitting that he's negligent and definitely had a hand in it. People that were there said they were injected with something in their necks. Yeah, I heard about the injections, but we still don't know what they were injected with. Like, it's too much to this story. Right. They need to hold everybody accountable, clear and all. Thank you. And that's what I'm saying. I want to hear about some arrests. The actions that took place, it sounds like criminal negligence. This isn't some spooky story, that you saw in a movie. This is criminal negligence. No matter what reason they did it, criminal negligence, and there should be some arrests for everybody involved. And yes, it should have been shut down, period. But that's why I said I wanted to come back with the update and give y'all my opinion, because I just feel like there's a lot more to this story. And if we don't keep our eye on it and ask questions, they're going to sweep it right under the rug. It'll become another conspiracy theory story, and they'll pay some money and everybody goes home. And I think that's what people are not paying attention to. They are setting this up so that they can just pay people, which they don't care about paying people. We know they get their money very dirty anyway. So they just want to be able to pay people, make a big circus in the news, where the news only tells the part of the story that they want told. And then they all go back to making money as usual. Because if the public doesn't ask questions, who gonna ask? Because the police obviously are in on it. Do the Right Thing says, I'm sorry, but this backpack issue has me stumped, because I can't even go to a college football game unless my purse or backpack is clear. It's not adding up. It's not, but at least we know now how the needles got in. We know how the syringes got in. Right. That's the whole point. They setting this up so they can pay these people, and nobody, absolutely nobody, answers for the loss of life. Nobody goes to court. Nobody's arrested. I want y'all to pay attention to this. So you see what I'm saying? This is criminal negligence. Y'all not seeing it? They talking about lawsuits. Here come Ben Crump, you know, the country's most famous ambulance chaser. He running in there. He's running in there. Because, see, that'll get more attention on the lawsuits, and everybody will be worked up about the lawsuits, and you will miss the fact that somebody needs to be arrested. They are setting this up to hype up people, get everybody involved in the sensationalism, so you'll overlook the fact that this is criminal negligence and somebody need to go to jail. Hey, Iridescent. Thank you. And that's the other part. Takesha says, it's a weird story. Who gets injected in the neck at a concert? It sounds crazy. They mixing truth with fiction to make it sound crazy. Right. That's what they're doing. You heard it was fentanyl, but we haven't heard anything confirmed, just like we still haven't confirmed the death toll. That's all I'm saying. I just want y'all to pay attention, look and see what's going on. Let's watch and see if there are any arrests made. Let's see who exactly is held accountable. Because if you ask me, all the lawsuit stories being released and New York Times got it out there, everybody's putting it right out there. I feel like they're setting this up so that they can pay money and go home. Because by them mentioning the lawsuits and this and that, it's a matter of once they lose a lawsuit, the public will be, you know, sitting back with a collective sigh of relief, like, oh, there was justice. He paid money. That ain't no justice. You take life, you go to jail. If you go and take somebody's life, I bet you go into jail. So I need to understand why there's been no arrest and ain't nobody even talking about arrest. And you got this little boy sitting up there rubbing in his forehead talking about he's sad with no expression on his face. And he's so sorry. I simply don't believe you, sir. Hey, Miss M01. She said, hello, Queen. Funny how the authorities were so quick to threaten to shut down the turkey leg hut. Say it again. Due to excessive noise and crowds, but refused to shut down this show of 550,000 to 100,000 people. Right. The turkey leg hut. You ready to shut down the turkey leg hut and all that good food, but 50 to 100,000 people, you know it's unsafe, according to the chief of police. You personally went to the artist, but you didn't shut it down. Hey, Gina Snow. Now, it just simply says an ICU nurse who went to the concert says she didn't see anybody injecting. With that many people, could she have possibly seen the whole crowd? I'm not being funny. I'm being real. Yeah, say if it was fentanyl, it would have been DOA. Right. That's why I said what was confirmed. Hey, Keisha E. Not even security cameras. Nothing. I just want us to pay attention to the fact that these people are playing in our face. This lawsuit mess is theater. This is something they're putting on for the public so that we won't ask too many questions. Right. Cameron reloaded. Crazy thing is the government really letting Travis get away with all this. If it was an industry hated person like Nicki Minaj, they would do everything in power to cancel and lock up. All I want is the lockup. And I like your picture. What a nice looking young man. And I'm glad you stopped by. I don't even know if she would have been made to pay the piper. These people need to be arrested. We can't prove that Nicki would have been arrested. You know, after what she said about the jab, then maybe, you know, they might have got her right then. But I don't know. And he is, and absolutely, dear heart, he's definitely probably going to get away with it because they're going to let him pay some money. That's what these lawsuits are for. That's why they got Ben Crump on the case, because he's in on the theater. He's always in on the theater. So he going to jump in there and make these people think they're getting some type of, you know, justice or whatever because they were injured. And, you know, once the public hears that they lost some lawsuits and they paid some money, everybody is going to look the other way. Everybody's going to look the other way. What you say, Queen Mermaid? Say the ICU nurse also said she was in line for most of the time from 4 to 7. So she can only account for the time she made it inside. Good point. Good point. Right. That's why I say we have to pretty much watch some of the people that come out and say stuff. I'm more interested in the people who bring video so we can see exactly what happened. CR7 King say Travis is caught. Yeah, but I want him to go to jail. Like, that's the whole point. Everybody's excited about the lawsuits. I want these people to go to jail. Not one of us in here right now can take somebody's life and write a check and go take a vacation. Not one of us. Not one of us. That ain't how it works. That's simply not how it works. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to make us look the other way. You say, nah, it was a play on his name. Oh, instead of Travis Scott, Travis Caught. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. And thank you for being here, CR7 King. But I was just like, I feel like if you take life, you go to jail. I had a cousin kill somebody. He got, I think he did 11 years, 12 years in prison. You're supposed to go to prison when you kill people. Iridescent says, this is extremely sad. I wouldn't be comfortable with bringing children to events like this. No normal parent would. Yeah, like that video. Yeah, seeing the girl up there screaming. And they was brushing her off like, get down, move. Right. And they're not confirming anything. They are not confirming anything. Let's see. It was crazy before he started to perform. Show should have been shut down, period. Yeah, according to the chief of police over here in Houston, he said that before the show, he went to Travis's trailer and told him. And they still didn't shut it down, and the police didn't shut it down either. Hey, come again. Say, do you think that Travis intentionally attributed to death? What I believe is, well, actually, here's the problem. Hey, Amused. The problem is, come again. You don't have to prove intent for criminally negligent homicide. You absolutely do not. The only thing you have to prove is that you were doing something and you knew it was unsafe. You knew it was possible for harm or loss of life to take place, and you continue. And according to the chief of police over here in Houston, he knew all of those things. My only problem is the chief of police also knew all of those things and allowed the show to continue. Dana said if Orangeface didn't get changed or gets charged for inciting a riot, probably will not happen in this case. I mean, I ain't got nothing to do with Orangeface. You know what I'm saying? We all know that was none of our business. That was them on them. Because I don't have any part in nothing that happens on Capitol Hill. Those people don't speak for me. They don't represent me. And they don't even like my black behind. So white folks rioting on other white folks ain't none of my business. If I may be so blunt. But that's the point. Come again. We're not going to see. They're setting this up so that they can do lawsuits, pay out money, and the public looks the other way because we are looking at the lawsuits and the money. These people don't mind paying money. That's my whole point. I feel like they were perfectly comfortable. They knew what was going to happen. The fact that this young man sat up there doing this weird black and white video saying how devastated and sorry he was with this flat affect and no expression on his face while rubbing in the middle of his forehead like an idiot lets me know he has no expression on his face. There's no shock. There's no fear. There's no nothing because they probably already told him, look, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be in the news. They're going to drag your name for a little bit. Silly people going to be talking about cancel this, cancel that. You're going to write a few checks and boom, you gone. If any one of us did that, we would be facing charges. We would be facing charges. Right. They love gaslighting us to kill our own. Right. I don't want to kill nobody, but I want people to go to jail if they're breaking the law. Hey, Abba's child. That's all I'm saying. I just find it very interesting that I don't know. I'm sitting back looking at all the news that's coming out about it, conflicting stories, cover-ups, and all, and wondering, is anybody really paying attention to what's happening? Like people have done less and been charged with criminally negligent homicide. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Lita, I'm just about to get up out of here. Y'all know I got stuff to do, but I had to pop in, okay, and give y'all my opinion on this. You said the flat affect was drug induced. It could have been. It could have been. And it also could have been because he really don't care what happened and he already was expecting what's going on. We are the ones trying to digest it. He may have already made peace with his decision to do this a long time ago. That's all I'm saying. Protect My Energy says, not in any way blaming the victims, but these artists don't give a blank after they walk off that stage. They sure don't. But for the victims that are underage, I'm definitely blaming their parents. I'm looking at you sideways. Why did you send your child to this place? Why did you do this? As everyone else here has already stated a couple times, y'all saw the flyers. Right, Keisha. Pray everywhere. It's a mess. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. That's my 2 cents on it. That's my opinion. Like I said, I feel like there are other people involved in this, and I feel like there should be criminal charges and not just, set up so they can write a check and go on with their lives. That's what I think. That's my opinion. And I still feel like they are hiding the number of people who lost their lives on Friday. And I also find it very strange that they have not shown not one black person. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, y'all pay attention. Y'all watch and see what's going on. And y'all let me know if you hear something where they're giving us some concrete facts, because I'm very interested in what's going on. I'm very interested to see if they do exactly what I think they're going to do, which is just pay people off and let these people literally get away with murder. Because that's what it's looking like, unfortunately, y'all. But anyway, those of you who like the video, thank you so much. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video on your way out. I'll talk with y'all a little bit later. I appreciate y'all stopping by. If you're new and you have not subscribed, please subscribe. hit the notification bell, click all so you can come back every time we go live. I really appreciate y'all being here, and we'll talk to you next go round. Bye, y'all.